We are at the Heartwood Preserve Conservation Cemetery in Newport Richey, a place of solace and comfort for families. I love the fact that we're doing the interview here because you've spent decades of your life teaching folks how to pivot from grief to hope.
Yes.
And so my first question to you is, how is it possible to get through that stage in grief to the point where you can be hopeful again?
I believe it is, because when we look at the stages of grief and we know that acceptance is the last stage, I know through working with many people that, getting through those stages, it's not always how we see it, meaning people sometimes think that when I go through this stage, it's just going to be here, then I'm going to move on, then I'm going to move on. But that's not how it works. And I believe when we talk about acceptance, it's the ability not only to accept what's happening, but how do I accept myself in being able to really understand the processes that I've gone through dealing with this grief cycle. And acceptance looks different for everybody, and it has a different meaning for everybody. So to me, when you talk about that acceptance part, yes, it's there. It's just
possible.
Yes, exactly. What does it look like for me? So when I talk about acceptance, it is possible.
How can faith or spirituality, not everyone ascribes to a certain religious group, but how can faith or spirituality help you reach that point of acceptance and being hopeful again?
It's one of those things when we talk about that, because, everybody, I guess I think of it in this way. We all have this understanding of what a higher power is for us, and we can name it for whatever it wants to be. But how do I use it at that time to help balance me through those times that's the most difficult in my life? What does my faith teach me? Of course, when we look at faith as a whole, we begin to understand the process of God. But like you said, there are some people who don't believe. But I do understand this part. Though they might not believe in what we consider a God, they believe in something that can help them process through this time of hurt and pain that they're living in.
Something greater than themselves.
Yes, exactly.
What should we be hoping for?
In this process, we got to begin to hope for peace within ourselves. Not only the external part, but how am I dealing with me? And when I say the hope, it's my hope in knowing that no matter what's going on, I have resilient behavior. All resiliency is the ability to bounce back after something traumatic has knocked the wind out of me. And in that ability to bounce back, either I'm going to bounce or I'm going to break. I'm not going to break, I'm going to bounce. This is a season that we're all living through, just like in the natural seasons come and go. This season of everything that's happening, it's not permanent. And we got to learn how to process through it in the right way. And peace, compassion, love, and gratitude are the things that we should be hoping for and living in during this time. There's a lot of things that are going on that we could get bogged down with. But when I focus on those things, compassion, love, joy, peace, when I start looking at gratitude, how gracious am I? And how am I taking care of myself? What are my words of affirmation that I speak to myself? That's one of the things when people are going through grief that we work with, helping them to understand what are the things that I'm saying to myself that encourages me, to help me through the process. And I believe right now, those are the key. Compassion, I believe, is a big one at the list, because when we're compassionate with ourselves and we're compassionate with people, it leaves that mark and that imprint on them to say someone cared just enough to show me compassion and love today, even when I didn't feel it for myself. And I think those things those are very rich, and they carry us through this time.
I do feel that God sends you messengers and sends you gifts.
Yes, He does.
Because this program, this project, Speaking Grief, has been a blessing in my life. I lost my dad 6 years ago, and being able to talk to the panelists, being able to hear the stories of people in our community that have lost loved ones, others have lost things in their life that they expected. So instrumental to who they were as people. And now coming here in this beautiful place and talking to you about comfort and healing and reaching a place where you feel hope again. I feel that this is God's gift to me so that I could finally feel that my dad is okay, and that losing my dad was just the beginning of a new chapter in my life.
That's right. I went through the same thing with losing my father, and knowing that feeling that you have to get through to help you see another day. It's not easy, but guess what? We can do it.
We can do it.
We can do it. And that's the positive affirmation we speak to ourselves, that I can do it. I'm still in the land of the living. And that's the part for us to grab a hold to.
Thank you for sharing your
You're
light
welcome.
with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.